smart, and 4, damn cute. I was gonna say Survivor. That was my answer. I think Survivor.
Hello, everyone.
For me, with Survivor is the food. I'm very picky, and I've heard they have to eat like rice with bugs in it and nasty things like that. That would be the one problem, but I think Survivor would be one that I'd be good at.
I have a second one. I thought of Master Chef Junior for me, but then be a kid. Well, you just said even though when I win, Brandon.
Yeah, but you're not allowed on the show. You have to be like 16 or something for that show.
I thought about that, and I remember this little friggin' ginger kid that dominated, and he was already like a 5-star chef, so I had no chance. In terms of the classics, Survivor, Amazing Race, The Challenge, I think I could win The Challenge.
What about like Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
Not looking great. Not
That was
looking great.
tough.
Jeopardy, also the idiots who do Wheel of Fortune. That is not a true sense of being intelligent. Wheel of Fortune.
Yeah, I don't know. Would you ever apply for a reality show? I thought about it. Well, I told you, I think it was last episode, or maybe 2 episodes ago, I told you that I was basically accepted to be on the Mr. Beast, like, Beast Game Season 1. But I had to turn it down because I had to be away for, like, 3 months.
You guy.
But, that's the closest I've ever been. Have you ever applied for, like, a TV show?
Me and my college roommate Greg wanted to be on The Amazing Race, and they held open auditions in Atlantic City. And we were all primed and ready to go, kind of like as a dual pair, just to be like, oh, college roommates, this is a great idea to be on The Amazing Race.
Yeah.
And just like everything else on the precipice of superstardom, my friends, we just didn't go.
You didn't even go. I actually couldn't see that being, like, I could have seen that. Oh, 2 active college roommates, you know, knowing you guys would have been bickering the whole time.
I think I would smash you in Survivor. Have you ever watched Survivor?
Yeah, me and my dad used to watch every single season of Survivor until I was probably like a sophomore in college, and then after that I kind of got off the loop. But I hear it's still going. It's like season 50.
It's season 50. I actually want to watch it. What character would you like in myself to be? Rufus? Are you more Colton? Are you more Colton?
Yeah. Rufus
is I think his name. It's definitely not Rufus.
It's not. There's no Rufus.
Oh, Rupert.
Okay, so you got Rupert, who you call Rufus. You got Colby, who you call Colton. Do you ever watch Survivor?
I think I'm Boston Rob.
Boston Rob's a good character, man.
I don't think he actually. That would be a spoiler, but I don't think he actually ever won. Because he finished second in his season because he married the girl.
Yeah, I don't know if he ever won. He's like finished second every time he's played though, or something crazy. Like he always makes it far. What about Russell?
Yeah, Russell.
Do you remember the bad guy? I feel like that would be you.
Russell Hams. I don't think I would. I think I am specifically Boston Rob, and here's why. I'm from the Northeast. 2, I would be able to play a game where I could be a little bit charming, but a little bit backstabbing, and the audience doesn't know who to root for. And
you don't really know if Boston Rob's like a villain or a hero. He kind of toes the line.
And I think by the end of it, there's that redeeming story arc to me. There always is. If you stick with me long enough, Brandon, you find out that I am actually a saint. What is it, a wolf in sheep's clothing?
You're an acquired taste.
I'm a sheep in wolf's clothing.
Yeah, looking back, I don't know if I would actually be good at, I don't think I'd be bad at Survivor, but I don't think I would be, funny enough, I'll admit this, I don't know if I would be an interesting character, because here's the problem, I think I'm kind of just, I'm not a villain, I don't know if I'm like this hero either, I'm not like this Jack Strong guy, I'm also not like a super intelligent nerd, I don't really know what bag I would kind of fall in.
I was gonna say, no offense to you, I feel like you're one of those day 3 guys who gets eliminated and
No, definitely not. I think I would make it far, but I think I'd have no chance of winning because I would also also be nice, so they would never take me to the end, because they know that I would win the jury. I would have no chance of making it far. But they never vote out like the people that are relatively in shape in the beginning, because they're the ones doing all the work around camp. If you notice, watch Survivor. People that get voted out early are always the fat old people. So here,
That's true, but here's why I'm here is because I have great.
I'm not saying I would beat you, but I would definitely make it.
We're gonna go at a horse.
I don't know, because the producers chirp in the ears, and if you're not like stirring stuff up, they probably almost like angle it to be like, well, they talked about you.
Oh yeah, I forgot I deleted the horses. Ah, it's dead.
Makes it to air.
Maybe.
I think for me, I'm just bad enough, but on the precipice of like where I can still do things. So I take off my shirt and say, everyone's like, well, this guy's not a threat. But I'm just physical enough to be like, okay, I can, just do this for 12 hours straight or do something else. The food challenges, not a problem. Charmingness, not going to be a problem. Socialization, not going to be a problem. And Brandon, this might get
Self-confidence, not a problem.
well, yeah, camera, perfect person for a producer. Second, the final thing, I would play it cool in the beginning. I know I come across as like,
There is no way. But I can already see the like little confessionals on the side within hours. I can't stand this Abby guy. Your only best bet is that you don't get voted out the first like couple of weeks, and then you grow on me. I think you have a much better chance of being voted out first than I do.
no,
But you probably also have a better chance of winning than I do.
no, because I would not. Here's the thing. Going into those, you can never be like the alpha male right away. So I'm not going to be the alpha male right
But
away.
you are notorious for making the worst first impression out of any human being I've ever seen in my life.
I am a little bit of a stir, but also 6 for 6. You don't talk about that.
With 6 for 6.
I've applied to 6 jobs in my life, had 6 in-person interviews, gotten all 6 jobs.
You know, I've gotten every job I've interviewed for too, but it's only like 3.
So I'm not buying this. I don't make good first impressions. I mean, I don't make good first impressions in friendly confines. But when I'm trying to be cerebral, there's trouble brewing.
Maybe. So, I mean, this is kind of unrelated, but I went to Las Vegas. I think that video just came out. Hopefully last week. If not, you guys are getting a little sneak peek into next week's vlog. But Steve and I went to Las Vegas for our final ever vlog trip, right? And the idea was basically like the cheapest hotel that we could find in Las Vegas, and then like the most expensive hotel room we could find. So we got a hotel room for $12. It was fine. I mean, it wasn't nice. I don't know. It wasn't like there was like,
Dangerous?
no. It was on the strip. It was in a great location. I would say Circus is probably the worst out of all. But it cost the same. I don't know. But we had a really good time, but man, things are so expensive. And then we got screwed by the expensive hotel, right?
How so?
So, all right,
Drop names.
I'll drop names. Bellagio, the most famous probably hotel in Las Vegas on the Strip, one of them. So we stayed at the first night we stayed at the Flamingo was $12. Bellagio, it cost us like $900 the room, but I used credit card points, and we also booked. It was like a Tuesday night, so it was the cheapest it could be. If we booked the hotel room on the weekend, it was going to be like $4,000. This hotel room was like 1,800 square feet on the inside. Marble, gold. There were Picassos on the wall. Not really, but there was fancy artwork on the wall.
There were probably Picassos.
They were Picassos. They were similar to Picassos. It was his so we had an awesome experience. We went to the shows. I spent way too much money on food, which was crazy. But Steve and I did a segment in our video. Again, if you haven't seen it, go check it out.
Did you go to the
If
Sphere?
it's not out yet, it's coming out next week. We didn't go to the Sphere. No, they didn't have any events. We just missed NSYNC or Backstreet Boys, one of the week before we went the week before. So Steve and I did a segment on our video called "Guess How Much the mini bar item is. They had like a little mini bar, right? And I thought it was fun. Mini bars are always expensive at hotels. This one was insane, right? All right, I'll give you one. You haven't seen the video yet. No. Guess how much a little box of M&Ms was? So it was probably about the size of a fun-sized M&M, one of those little square packs.
Oh, that's $5.
$5. More.
$17.
More. No way. $28 for a fun-sized bag of M&Ms.
Yeah, but you're in the fancy suite at this point.
We're in the fancy suite.
I guarantee you, if it was in the cheap suites, it would have been like $5.
No, for sure. They definitely were just like, whoever's staying in here are rich. They don't care. They're just going to open it. But here's the part that annoyed me. So Steve and I kept lifting it, looking at the prices, guessing it, putting it back down. And at one point I think I say it in the video, I'm like, do you think there's sensors on these things?
Yeah, it's a scale.
Right? But apparently you have to lift it up for 60 seconds before they automatically charge you. Okay? And we were lifting them, putting them right back down, lifting them, putting right back down. I get home. I got a bill for like $197 for the mini bar. And I'm like, what the heck happened, right? It's a funny story. And we didn't say this in the vlog. I was telling my parents last night, they were laughing. So I called them, and I was like, I figured I knew what happened. I was like, I lifted it. They're like, well, it only happened if you lifted for more than 60 seconds. And I was like, I really didn't think we did, but I was like, we didn't buy anything at the mini bar. You can check the inventory. So now I've got this lady from the front desk of the hotel reading all the items. She goes, well, I don't want to list everything. It was all these adult items.
Okay.
Right?
No chance.
Adult, 18 plus items that adults would use. You can use your imagination. Everything under the sun. I'm like, oh my God, no, we didn't use any of that. And it was embarrassing because the lady's like, you got this, that, this. I'm like, this is unbelievable.
Was P. Diddy staying there the night before?
I don't know. There were oils and creams. Again, you can use your imagination on what we got charged for. And the lady read every single one of them. I'm sinking farther and farther into my chair.
Are you looking at it?
But
Are you on speakerphone with your parents at this point?
No. I told my parents the story later. So I found out what happened right before, because I was editing the vlog, right before we started doing the, what's in the mini bar, Steve moved the adult products off to the side just so it wasn't, in the shot. It was right in the front. So he's thinking, we're trying to be PG. I'm going to move all those adult products off to the side. So then, it was just the chips, and there was some alcohol.
How did you not notice this?
I did, but I just didn't think about it. And now that I saw it, I remember that he did it. Like he said it happened. He's like, I moved these off to the side. I was like, oh, good thinking. So those were the only items that were off the scale for more than 60 seconds. So we got charged. No, they refunded me because then they checked because we put them back. Everything was back where it was when we moved out. But we got automatically charged for them. It was humiliating. But we also saw Cirque du Soleil. I've never been to a Cirque du Soleil performance. I didn't think I'd like it. Mind-blowing. I enjoyed it. Mind-blowing. We were in the front row, too. Literally front row. And it was like the water one. These people, they were jumping off building. I could not believe my eyes. Me, Steve, and our buddy Kenny, our jaws were on the ground.
You were such a Midwest yokel watching Big Bang Theory.
No. You would love this. Steve said it was the best live performance he's ever seen. And you know Steve. Steve hates everything. What? It was unbelievable. The whole stage was a pool. Then the protector of the pool was just gone. I don't know. I don't know. It wasn't even the show. It was just the production. I don't know how they did it.
Where was this in?
It was in the Bellagio. Because for the video that we made, everything that we did that night had to be in the hotel we were staying at. So the first night, we watched a show by an old America's Got Talent winner. It was this guy and a dog. He did magic and comedy. It wasn't my favorite show. That sounds not very good. It's not good, but it was only $30. And then the next night we did the Cirque du Soleil in the Bellagio, mind blowing. A lot more than $30.
How much is Cirque du Soleil running a lad?
$140 after fees and taxes. Hey, that's not bad. I thought it was bad.
Front row at like one of those famous shows in Vegas?
So that's the funny thing. So I'm looking at tickets, and all the tickets are the same. I'm like, well, why wouldn't I be in the front row? So I was like, I talked to Steve. I was like, should I just get the front row? He's like, it's the same price. Yeah, why not? That would be cool. I realized because we were at the water show, oh, you could cover in the splash zone. But we really didn't. I will say we didn't get very wet, but no, it was cool. It was a fun trip. Interesting. Fun final trip. That was also the last vlog that Steve would be in.
And you didn't cry?
Why would I cry? About the end of the era. I thought you meant about the Cirque du Soleil show. I'm just sitting in the front, bawling my eyes out. This is beautiful. No, I did not cry. I think I'm definitely like ready to move on from the vlog, which I know a lot of people are not going to be happy to hear. But like, man, I know the vlogs look so fun, and they are. Like a lot of the trips are really fun. It's all the other stuff, the travel, the editing, the uploading to YouTube, the schedule, the idea. Like, I'm a little burnt out.
But if you didn't have to handle any of that back end stuff, like say we had a team of people.
Oh, if I was like Mr. Beast, where it's like, hey, you know, fly first class to Las Vegas for 48 hours, film the video, and then you come home and the rest of it's taken care of. Oh, I would do it for the rest of my life.
Sign me up. Yeah, that makes sense. Do you hear there's allegations that I've conspired to do all of this?
That you conspired to do what?
To replace Steve in your life.
Wait, someone in Steve's family made a video?
It was Caitlin's sister, her little sister. She went
Really?
An epic rant. I'm like, I hate this Abby. He is so annoying. He's trying to ruin Steve's life. He's trying to replace him as Brandon's best friend.
This was like a Snapchat that Steve sent you, or this was like a video she uploaded?
Caitlin sent it to me.
Oh, really?
Sorry, name redacted.
No, Steve sent his wife's name over.
Okay.
Can you send me this? I gotta see it.
How about we take a pause for a second, watch the video, and we'll come back.
Do have a kid
Okay.
under my bed.
Alright, I just watched it. So, this is Steve's wife. She has a younger sister.
But Steve's
right?
sister-in-law.
It's Steve's sister-in-law.
Hey,
And basically, she
Yeah.
is very upset with
what are
Abby,
you doing with this
saying
girl?
that he took over the blonde channel and he was getting it out.
And you said I
Not
wouldn't.
true. If anyone is to blame, it's me.
And you said I wouldn't be good at Survivor.
Yeah, look, she would know you out already.
No, but if this was all my grand plan, then I would succeeded.
Right, you're right.
Now Steve is homeless and destitute and can't pay his mortgage.
I mean, first off, Steve is still working for me and still making just as much money as he did before the vlog was ending. But I will say, on a serious note for a second, because a lot of people do ask me, like, where's Steve going, what's going on? We might still make a vlog every once in a while once the vlog is done, and yes, Steve will still be in them. The vlog is ending because of me. It has nothing to do with Steve. If it was up for Steve, we would still be making the vlogs. For me, we have the baby coming, and that's 95% of it. So blame the baby. Don't blame me. Don't blame Abby. Blame the infant that's not even born yet. But Steve is still going to work, you know, as an editor. He's still going to be editing the gaming videos. He might still be in a few videos every once in a while. But I know Abby has always wanted to do a podcast and has been talented. I'll give it to you. And I don't think Steve was interested in doing a regular podcast long term. I'll be honest. I think if you ask Steve, I think he would be like, "Yeah, not for me."
Yeah.
So that's kind of why I didn't replace Abby with Steve. We just changed to a podcast. The vlogs are still Steve, and the podcast is Abby. That's
Also,
what I know.
If Brandon had his druthers, withers, what's the right word there? If he had
I
all
don't
of
even know
his,
what word you're going for.
if he had all of his say, he's been trying to replace me since day one. I was option number.
Oh, yeah. Well, I openly didn't want you for the podcast.
Yeah.
Because I wanted to do the podcast in person. I wanted someone that lived nearby. Which, looking back, my buddy Matt said he would have been interested. But at the time, before I reached out to you, they didn't live here yet, and I So we came up with the idea. But, yeah, I've been trying to replace you since day one. Like, I thought maybe Sam, maybe my dad. There were a lot of possible replacements. So is this going to turn into, like, a huge rivalry between you and Steve?
I would hope so. Life's been a little bit stale.
You're looking for a little action. So, alright, after the Vegas trip, obviously we flew home, right? And I got home, I'm exhausted, and I'm talking to my mom the next day, and she's like, well, why don't you just sleep on the plane? Are you able to sleep on planes?
I do a pretty good job, yeah. I can sleep on it.
I'm getting a phone call right now, and it just says RSJ. What do you think that means?
Roberts Kennedy, no,
RSJ.
Answer.
Don't even say a number.
Not a lot. Say live
Because then once I answer it, then it then they call me. It's definitely spam. If it's a voicemail, I'll play the voicemail.
Okay.
But anyway, I can't sleep on plane. I mean, I can't sleep in my own bed. But whenever I get home, I'm just dead. Anytime I travel. So you can just sleep on planes.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no, easily.
The only plane I had ever really gotten any good sleep is that one time me and you went to Dubai and I had the fancy first class suite and I got to lay all the way back. That's the only time I've ever gotten a wink of sleep on a plane.
Have you used completely legal pharmaceutical drugs? Like, have you ever taken a Benadryl or like a Unisom?
No.
I think I'm gonna take one for the first time. Not speak to your doctors first before listening to the advice of two adult idiot podcasters. But yeah, I think my wife recommended that I take some when I take this trip to Europe.
Oh yeah, you're going to what, Amsterdam?
Oh, location.
What do you think? People are going to track you down? That would be your dream, by the way. If people, you're like, oh, and if I'm at the Hilton Hotel, this street, room 204.
Brandon, this took the cake last Thursday. You would never believe where my mind went.
What? Oh, no.
I was at a suite in Madison Square Garden, and they were going around with the camera. And
You're expecting them to put your face up there?
there was nobody in the crowd. Okay, Matt Wright was there, but barely there. And then I'm already in a suite, so they might think I'm important. What if just one guy in the camera crew is friends with, like, kids love your channel, and they're like, oh my god, that's the co-host of a podcast. And there was not a real chance, but like a 0.5% chance in my mind. I was like, what if I'm just on the screen? And then I was also with people from work, so I was like, how am I going to explain this? But what if there's a chance on the screen? It's like, Abby, co-host of the lunch.
You had a better chance of getting struck by lightning while sitting in your suite at Madison Square Garden when there wasn't even a thunderstorm. You realize you said a 0.5%. There was a 0% chance that they somehow. The only chance you had of getting put on the jumbotron was just as like a random thing.
I was also there on the night that they returned back from the Olympics with their gold medals, so there was no focus going to be on me. But I'm a planner. What happened? What would happen if?
That's insane. That's insane that you expected Abby from the Lunch Table podcast. What would you do? Just wave?
For a commenter, that's crazy. But for someone like us, I don't think it's that nuts.
Someone like us, Abby, we have like what do we have?
We have enough people watch this podcast to fill up Madison Square Garden. Is what I tell you, we have.
That's fair. Yeah, we do get good numbers. We get tens of thousands of views per podcast.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can say that.
How the heck have I still not been recognized? I was at another event where I was looking around. It was just
waiting
like
for someone to come up to you.
Yeah, it's the tipping point, though. I do say that to my wife. Like, be careful what you wish for, because once that thing twists over, then life's crazy.
Do you think you're going to be a good, celebrity in public or a bad one? Because when we were in Vegas, we got recognized at the airport again. It happens every time. Yeah, me and Steve were big deals.
But at the airport, not at Vegas.
This one was, where did we get recognized? It was in the Newark airport.
That makes more sense.
Yeah. There was a kid that came up to us at our gate,
So
and
this
he
is
asked if
new.
we could take a picture.
You say yes or you just smack him?
I smacked him. I smacked him and ran away. No, it's funny. Steve said that I've gotten better. He said I've gotten better at the fan interactions. Not that I was ever mean. I was always just really awkward. I'd be like, oh, hi, do you want to take a picture? Do you want, like, I would just try to make it, I'd try to be overly nice, and then I think I just came across as creepy. Like, I'd be like, hi, and they'd be like, oh, I don't like you that much. But now I've gotten good. Although I shook his hand, which Steve was like, or actually, no, I think I was the one that brought it up. I was like, is it weird to shake like a, he was like, he was a little older. He was probably like 11. But little, like, kids have the worst handshakes. Have you ever noticed that? They just give you the dead fish.
No, I'm
So
not.
I went for the handshake. I was like, nice to meet you. And I was like, that's a weird thing to do to an 11-year-old. I should have just, like, said hi.
How tall?
Well, he was taller than me, but that's, no. He was, I don't know, he was probably like 4'9".
Okay, I think after 5'4", you can start shaking hands. I don't know how.
5'4".
Yeah, yeah.
I'm 5'4". My license says that I'm 5'4".
Okay, nobody under 5'4" should be. You should be shaking hands. There's no reason. First of all, you might dislocate a shoulder if you're with an actual adult. Second, the other person, typically, if they are 5'4" or under,
No, it's got to be under 5 foot. My hands are below 5'4".
I met men. Although shaking like a 4'10" female's hand is a little weird.
Why?
I don't know. Have you ever shook? Have you ever shook a 4'10" female's hand?
I don't know. I just probably at some point.
Now you're asking a larger question. You know how during COVID they said that that was going to be dead? Are shaking hands dead?
I think the fist bump's more popular.
I hate the fist bump.
What are we, really? What are we, freaking hippies? I like the fist bump.
Fist bump to a random person, like a person. Come on, don't you think that's a little bit crazy? It's like the Key and Peele sketch with like Obama, where if I were walking into a room full of people at a suite that was sponsored by one of the largest technology companies on earth, I'm going up to people and like, hey,
Well,
what's going
if
on?
you're in a business setting, yeah, I'd probably shake hands. But, like, if I'm at tennis, you know, hey,
No, you got a
shot.
shot at tennis.
Well, at the end of the match, yeah, we do still shake hands.
So what are we talking about? But I think that's the problem is kids don't actually, there's an art to shaking hands that they're not focusing on.
Yeah, maybe the handshake is dead because COVID's like been 6 years now. So that kid, even if he was 12, he was 6 when COVID came out. He's been living a post-COVID life basically his whole life. Shaking hands is a stress of mine. You know why? I got really sweaty.
I slime the clam.
Oh, really?
No, it means you're like, you got a heartbeat.
Okay. All right. I got very clammy hands. Me and Steve both have clammy hands. You know, before we went to prom, this is a fun little story. I don't even know if Steve wants me to tell the story, but I'll tell it. Before Steve and I went to prom, we were really stressed about our sweaty hands. Because we were like, well, what if we have to hold hands with our prom date? Or like, you know, we were very nervous. So we put like antiperspirant, certain dry all over our palms. And it was like 72-hour antiperspirant. Didn't work. And then our hands just got like rashes and smelled funny. But yeah. What?
That's a weird one. I can understand like a talcum powder, but then you've got like the tracking of the
Yeah. I have my tuxedo on, and it's just like there's handprints of like white everywhere.
Who was your prom date?
Shirley.
What?
I don't know if I want to give last names. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
but
That was-
yeah, no, we never really we never dated, but we were just friends, and we were, you know.
I went with Mercedes Hank.
Oh, you didn't go with Caleb?
No, Caleb went with my cousin.
I forgot that your wife dated your cousin before you. Weird.
It's like a second and a half cousin.
Oh, it's not a first cousin?
No.
Oh, okay. That makes it a lot better.
Yeah. No, but she is actually married to someone I went to grammar school with them too, so that's interesting. Yeah, Mercedes was a great prom date. She was awesome. And that was like, well, what happened was, not to give too much insight, but Daniela Gonzalez was the prom date, and then we broke up. That was my first girlfriend. And then my best friend, Marvel, decided to take her to prom, which, you know,
Why? Why?
it's messed up.
Your best friend breaks up with someone, and then, like, if Steve was dating, I'll just make up a random name, Gianna.
Yeah.
Random name. If Steve's dating Gianna, and they break up, and then I take her to prom, that would be wild.
You know, I'm a good friend because I know the transgressions that I do to others. So I give people a lot of passes, but anyone I tell this story to gets like,
That would be like the end of my friendship.
you make ends of good friendships.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe I'm exaggerating. I'd probably exaggerate. Also, like, were you and Daniela dating? Were you like a serious relationship?
Oh, it was serious. She was my first kiss.
I don't know.
We dated for
That's all.
we dated for like 3 months, and then she started talking to Brendan Hughes again. But me, Harlan, and the rest of us were like friends. So I think that was like, all
You
right.
know, prom's a weird one where you both go as friends. You know, like I said, me and Shirley, like, we never dated. Like, we kind of just went as friends. I feel bad for Shirley. Not like in her life. Like, she's very successful, I'm sure. I don't know. She was like one of the smartest kids in our school. I feel bad about me at prom. Like, I don't think I was a great prom date.
I was just gonna say that her memory of prom is like,
Well,
yeah.
no.
What? She has a cool story.
That she went to prom with like a YouTuber.
It was like one of the most famous people in your town's history.
I don't know. I don't think
Jeff,
my channel. Like,
you're selling yourself short. You don't think you're the top 10 most famous person to ever be in your town?
well, we have a lot of celebrities that have moved to our town. Does that count?
No. I meant like from your town.
Like that went to the high school, public schools, and stuff like that. I don't know. I mean, if you're just talking a following, then yeah, probably.
I think you're a fantastic story. For me, Mercedes Heck, she's got me.
Yeah, I feel bad. Like, I just don't think I was, like, we went to prom together, but then I just, like, hung out with my friends. Like, I feel bad. I don't know.
Were you friends with Shirley?
I mean, like, I wouldn't say we were, like, best friends hanging out all the time. But, like, we were friendly growing up. And funny enough, she went to Penn State, too. And we didn't really hang out with her in college.
Did you think she was like attractive for you?
Yeah.
Like you would have liked something more?
Sure. Probably. I was just too young and dumb to, like, make any moves. I will say, I make it sound like now I'm like this, you know, suave man. I would say still to this day, but back then, wasn't the smoothest guy with the ladies. Well, I don't know if I've ever been the smoothest guy with the ladies, but definitely not when I was 17.
What kind of tux was the big old frustrated gamer with? Pinstripes? You have pinstripes on?
If I can find a picture of me at prom, I'll post it on the episode. I don't know, it might be hard. But, no, I pinstripes. I don't know. I just looked silly. It was way too big for me. I looked like I was in my dad's suit. I also weighed 98 pounds, like in high school. It was not my best performance.
Trust tree here. Did you think, like, you know, this could be the start of something big with Shirley?
I don't think I ever did.
Did you see her?
I think I knew we were going as friends.
Were you overwhelmed, underwhelmed, overwhelmed by her when you saw her done up?
No, I thought she was great.
Why?
I think she did a great job. I think she was very nice. She, you know, I don't know, like, she did everything she needed to do. I felt like I didn't hold up my end of the bargain.
That's fair. I think for Mercedes, I held up my end of the bargain. You know who I did not hold up my end of the bargain for? Kind of an awkward, still to think. We should bring her up. I'm not really. Brittany Santiago.
Well, I don't even know who this is. We're definitely not bringing her on the pod.
Why not?
I don't even know who it is.
All right, Brittany Santiago. She's one of my best friend's best friends, and I went to her prom. Like, I was the year older, and she brought me as her prom date. I don't think I had a good showing for her to make her prom date.
Okay.
Because I feel like there's a lot of pressure as the extra person.
Well, Wait, you met my prom date.
I met Shirley.
You met Shirley. Actually, your wife, Bonnie Shirley.
Good.
Yeah. You don't remember this?
Respect for Sam.
Steve's wedding. Remember? At Shirley's wedding, Shirley came up to Sam, and I think your wife Kayla was with Sam at the time. They were hanging out, and said, "Oh, I'm sure you're having a problem with Brandon."
You
And
cannot.
apparently, yeah, your wife was like, well, Sam won or something. Like she gave him some attitude. You didn't know this story. You're the one that told me the story. I wasn't there.
I don't think I remember this, but good for Kayla.
Yeah. You came funny because Shirley, if you know Shirley, she's the nicest person in the world. She did not mean it to be like territorial at all. I think she was just like, oh, nice to meet you, blah, blah, blah. And I think she mentioned, like, oh, I went to prom with Brandon. Kayla took it as like, I'm coming after her.
No,
Boy, she should be.
no, we're the number one anti-Shirley podcast from here. You can't be doing that. The mother of your child?
Right. She wasn't pregnant at the time.
She didn't know that.
That is so funny, actually. I forgot that happened. I had a high school story from yesterday. I actually literally have it on my list. You ready?
This is like the high school pod.
This is good. So this mine's not a good story. It wasn't a friend. So I was playing tennis yesterday. I'm in this league at my tennis club where we play other clubs, like local clubs. It's like the best guys at each club have like a team of like 6 guys, and we play against the best guys in all the local clubs, right? So, like, I think our team's solid. Like, the players in some of the other games are just insane. Like, they're Division One. I think I told you recently, I played a kid that played at Clemson, and he's like 20. He was beating the crap out of us. I was like, this can't even be fun for you. Anyway, yesterday afternoon, we played, I think it was like Cherry Hill, New Jersey, right? We played that tennis club. And I was like the team captain for the day, so I had to like fill out the scores. And at the end, I was filling out the scores, and the guy's name, not the guy that I played, but he was the one next to me, will just say DH. Right? His name was DH.
Was this the guy
And I was like,
got into an argument with in high school?
yeah, you probably heard the story. You told it on the pod. Maybe I told it on the pod. So this is the guy. He was a really good player, right? He was the best player for Lower Moreland, which is this high school that was always great in tennis. They won states. Like, it was like 12 out of 15 years. They were a dominant team. And I played him one year, and he was so much better than me. He was killing me. And he hit. So he's beating me badly. We're like 45 minutes into this match. I'm being humiliated because we were home. So my parents, all the whole fans. And he Shirley, this ball up. Was Shirley there? Probably not there. She was probably not there. He pops this ball up right in front of the net. This is my sophomore or junior year. He pops the ball up right in front of the net, like on purpose, and then turns around and bends over and like sticks his butt at me. And I was already really mad because he's a jerk too. He was a big time jerk. Like he would hit a winner and like laugh. He would like curse at me. Like he was just not a nice guy. So he hits this pop up, turns around, sticks his butt at me, and I'm really mad. I step in and freaking load this ball right at him, and I nailed him. He turns around and says like he's gonna shove the racket up my throat. Like he got really mad. Now, don't be a jerk then. He went on to kill me in the match. It's not like it turned the match around at all. But that's the guy. And now he's got like a gray beard. Like he looks. Was he still a jerk? Different. My dad asked me that because I was telling him last night, and I was like, I only talked to him like maybe a minute or two. He seemed like he's mature, and he was friendly when I spoke with him.
definitely fall first.
He didn't remember me. But I was like, oh, you know, you went to Lower Moreland, right? He's like, yeah. I was like, oh, we played a couple times. How did things end up? He told me that he like stopped playing tennis for like 10 years and just got back into it a few years ago. But yeah, full circle.
Does he also happen to be like a really famous YouTuber?
No.
Oh, so you got this guy, you smashed this guy into the back of the net.
Yeah, like he beat me on the tennis court. I crushed him in life. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, so it is funny. And then like to stay with the high school thing, this is kind of more on a somber note. Like, I had a really good friend
This is
that I grew up with. I mean, 4 years old, we went to preschool together. And then I ran cross country with him. Like his mom was like a teacher for us growing up at times. Like his dad ran the Boy Scouts. Not that I was in Boy Scouts, but like with Steve and stuff. And then he even went to Penn State. Just like one of the better guys you will ever meet. And he passed away of cancer, like in late November, early December. And he was just like, it's funny when you go to a funeral. Funerals with people that I'm like, this guy stunk. And everybody's up there like, he was the greatest, she was the best person, and I'm sitting there like rolling my eyes like, this person was not very nice. Like, I'm not exaggerating, because Sam had never met him when she was at the funeral, and I was like, I turned to her and I was like, all of these people up here saying like he was just like one of the best human beings you'll ever meet, I was like, this is one of the few times it's the truth. Like, he was awesome. They had it at a church. They had like 300 people show up. And it was like, not for the right reasons, but it turned into like almost a high school reunion. Like, I saw people that I haven't seen since I graduated like 15 years ago. I met kids' families and their own kids now. Like, I saw some of my old teachers were there.
Was Shirley there?
Shirley was not there. No. I don't know if she was close. But no, shout out Ian. That's who passed away. But he was just like one of the better human beings you will ever meet in your life. And yeah, I mean, it was incredibly sad. But I mean, people flew from across the country. Like a good friend of mine, Tom, came from California just for the day.
Well, Tom is a stand-up guy.
Tom's great too. Tom's awesome too.
Tom is the Tom I know.
Doc?
Yeah.
No, a different Tom. But they both live in California.
The other Tom stinks. Speaking of like reverential, well, the other reverential person that you know that you went on the podcast with, some people might say is the greatest guy you've ever talked to. Would Waterworks if
Abby's one of those guys, you go to his funeral, everybody's like, he was the nicest guy, and I turned to Sam and give her a look.
So this is where I'm throwing the yellow card, not to ruin Ian's parade, quite literally. A little weird that Sam went to the funeral.
Why?
What? I'm throwing the yellow card here.
You're giving Sam a yellow card for being respectful?
No, she's a sweetheart. I'm giving you the yellow card that you needed your little support blanket. Be a man. Why would Sam?
First off, the funeral was 4 minutes from our house.
Why would she go? She didn't know.
Why not? I thought it was a nice thing, and then I got to introduce all the people to my wife and stuff like that after.
That's not the time or place, Brando. This is why I'm throwing the yellow card at you.
But half the people brought their significant others.
And they're all yellow card recipients as well.
I'm flabbergasted by this yellow card. I thought it was a very nice thing that Sam gave.
Again, you're not wrong. It's a very nice thing that Sam went and was totally out of place because you put her there. Why then did she go?
No, she just it wasn't even like a question. I didn't even tell her to come. I just said, I was like, oh, my buddy Ian's funeral is like Saturday. She's like, oh, okay, when are we going? Like, it was just assumed. I'm like, I couldn't imagine my dad going to a funeral and my mom not going with him.
Because they know the people together. She didn't know Ian. From all respect to Sam,
but Ian went to Penn State, and so did Sam.
Brandon, that's like saying someone died in Jersey City, and I grew up in Jersey City. That's crazy.
That's fair.
What do you mean? There's like 40,000 alumni outside of the church being like, a fellow brother has fallen.
Yeah, a fellow blue and white supporter. That's fine. I didn't even think twice about it. I didn't even ask her to come. I don't know. It was just like, she just came.
Do you think
I would go to something for her. I was going to think twice about it.
But
there's probably guards here, so I
I
can be careful.
think I would think there might be in the back of my head, like, yeah, absolutely, I can go. And then be like, it's a little weird. I've never met this Ian guy. He never even knew I existed. Did Ian even know Sam existed?
Yeah. Yeah, because I met up with Ian as recent as 2 years ago. And we spoke about, like, I think he had a girlfriend at the time. I was talking about my wife. Like, I talked about my career.
That changes things a little bit. I thought this was a Sammy Joe.
No. I kept in touch with Ian all the years. Okay. At Penn State, we hung out. Like, we went to Penn State games afterwards. I got dinner with him as recent as a year and a half ago.
Maybe a beige flag. There's still something a little weird here. I can't put my Pennsylvania thumb on it. Maybe you guys just operate differently over there in the cornfields.
You know, I saw a lot of my friends' parents, though. It was, no, you did it like, we make...
And actually, we're probably
gonna
stuck
make
here
light of
because,
everything on the podcast because it is a comedy podcast.
until he
But
gets
it
back,
was, like, one of the more, like, beautiful, ceremonies I've ever seen. Like, the amount of people that came was, you would have thought it was a celebrity that died. And it got me thinking, yeah, here we are. If I died, can I beat this number? I was like looking around, I was taking inventory, I was like, can I get more than this?
Absolutely.
Don't think so?
No shot.
Why not?
Because one, you don't, which you should, right? Her friend has a personal space where he lives a life and a family. People should not invade that personal space. So you don't, again, tell people where you live, nor should you invite people into that life.
But my first thought, I was like, man, if I die, I hope Sam makes an announcement on my channel and then we have like thousands of people show up to the funeral. That might be my best chance of selling out a stadium.
People showed up to the funeral?
Yeah.
What if they're asking, this is where I finally get recognized?
Yeah, you would. All right, here we go. This is how Andy finally gets recognized. I gotta die. Then we gotta make an announcement telling people where the funeral is, and you're gonna have a line. I think you, Steve, and Sam are gonna be celebrities at that funeral.
I think, yeah. I think if you don't mention it on your channel or leave it open to the public, I don't think you have a big one like Ian.
Maybe not.
Would it be a violation if Kayla didn't go to your funeral? I think, yeah, that's a violation. I just thought.
What is wrong with you guys with funerals? Kayla not coming to my funeral, that would be outrageous. You make it sound like I met your wife like in passing one time.
I don't think it's okay. Hold on. I don't think it's so weird if Sam doesn't come to my funeral.
It would be the most insulting thing in the world. Could you imagine Kayla would smack me in the face if I showed up at your funeral and Sam wasn't there?
If you guys were like, we couldn't find babysitting, obviously we didn't plan on Abby dying.
I mean, I guess if you have, like, the ultimate excuse, but if the answer is just, like, I don't know, like, you guys were really good friends. Like, if that was the answer,
you think Sam is devastated if I don't show up at her funeral?
She's dead.
Well, I was talking beyond the grave.
I mean, I don't know if she's devastated, but I think it would be like, that's kind of surprising.
I was right about
you
that.
Jersey people do not rate funerals, apparently.
My parents, if the gardener's great aunt dies, My parents are like, oh yeah, I gotta go
Well,
to
you
that.
gotta go to Vincenzo's funeral. Like it's like, well, of course.
Yeah, of course.
No.
You questioned if your wife would come to my funeral. Abby, I got another question. What's the best fruit?
No, he was here, and then we decided to just
This is
leave.
the type of podcast we have. You gotta be on your toes. I think it's good.
Like, dude,
I think it's
make sure
watermelon.
wait until there's
Ugh,
people here.
Watermelon?
I want to say,
That's your favorite fruit? The watermelon?
what the hell are you talking about?
Okay, first off, 97% of watermelons, they're dry. They're not.
They're literally made out of water. How can you say they're dry, you moron?
I'm telling you, if you don't get a good watermelon when it's in season, it's not that good. I know you make fun of us Pennsylvanians, but we know our fruit. That's one thing. We know our fruit.
We gotta go one step back. You cannot possibly say your big descriptive word or adjective for watermelon is dry.
I've had dry watermelons.
You have not had dry watermelon. It wouldn't be a watermelon.
I mean, I'm not saying like you open it up and it's bone dry, but like when I cut into a watermelon, I want that thing looking like a bottle of water that's turned upside down. And I've had it before where they're a little mealy.
Okay, I've seen mealy watermelons, but no body on planet Earth could describe watermelon as dry, even though
I'm not talking about biting into a piece of bread dry, but like it's not the amount of moisture that I want inside. Also, a watermelon's good. It's refreshing. But to say it's your favorite fruit, I mean, there's all stars.
we gotta go.
all stars.
We gotta go peak. We gotta go like, what's the peak of that fruit?
Okay, so the best of the best, so the best watermelon, the best apple, the best kiwi. I'm going to mango.
Okay, I was gonna say the best mango is a phenomenal fruit.
I had a mango in Hawaii when Sam and I went on our honeymoon. I still dream of that mango. Like once a month, I'll buy a mango at the grocery store, trying to get back to that feeling that I once had, and I'm always let down. It's hard to get a good mango, especially where I live.
How many mangoes are you eating?
Like maybe, I say once a month. I'd probably buy a mango like twice a year.
You know what's so funny? I just bought a mango for the first time in like 4 years.
Yeah.
For my son. My son likes mangoes, but we buy the frozen ones from like BJ's.
Mangoes are up there. Here's the thing. This is like, this feels
good-
like, oh, you can't say that.
Strawberry.
Oh, a good strawberry is underrated. And a good apple.
No.
Like if you have
Strawberry.
a gala apple,
I just bought my son pink ladies for school.
oh. See, you New Jersey people, you don't know apples. We know apples. I live 5 minutes from an orchard. This orchard, the best apples you'll have in your life.
You see this all the time. New Jersey is literally the Garden State.
Yeah, but not where you live. You have like 7 blades of grass in your whole town.
So we know a good one when we see one. We wait for it. I don't know that.
No, I would go mango 1, orange.
These are good.
Here's my list. My top 3: mango 1, strawberry 2, apple 3.
Okay, watermelon 1, mango 2.
Do you like the other melons? Do you like honeydew melon and cantaloupe?
I think honeydew is unbelievable when it's great.
They're my least favorite fruit in the world. Cantaloupe and honeydew melon, they're my least favorite fruit. I think here's the thing.
They're not in the same
watermelon. I think a watermelon is overrated, but I still like it. I think a cantaloupe and a honeydew actually taste bad. Like when I taste it, I actually think they taste bad.
A good, sweet, very few likelihood that this will happen, but a good sweet cantaloupe is actually delicious. But I will give it to you, probably the worst fruit. Honeydews are unbelievable.
What about a blackberry?
Blackberries are great. Raspberries down there with
Raspberries?
cantaloupes.
Oh, I love a good, if you get a good raspberry. Most raspberries are kind of mushy. They're actually blueberries too. I forgot about a blueberry. Blueberries are great. I just like fruit. You know what's funny? I think I like all fruit except for cantaloupe and honeydew melon.
Do you like blueberries more than watermelon?
Oh yeah. Yeah, a good blueberry. a blueberry at the grocery store, it's gonna stink. I go blueberry picking, my friends. What about vegetables? What's your favorite vegetable?
Well, let's save it for the Patreon. We can't give everyone everything all at once. We should. I actually think we should keep people on pins.
You think anyone's buying the Patreon because they're like, I want to see if Matthew likes broccoli?
I think for our first Patreon episode, we talk our vegetable takes. We can't talk about it.
I will never give an opinion on vegetables until we start a Patreon. I don't even know if we ever will, Abby. We might never do a Patreon. So I have a lunchtime. If you don't know, lunchtime is a question submitted on Spotify or on YouTube from the last episode. That's we debate the question. So this is from a Dino Musician. Awesome name. Lunchtime question. If someone offered you $1 million to quit YouTube, would you take it? I mean, I know the answer is yes for Abby. A little tougher for me.
To quit forever?
$1 million, but I can never post another YouTube video in my life.
That's not a good question.
Why not? $1 million? I can retire. I can chill, hang out with my baby.
You won't think for the rest of your life on YouTube you can make $1 million?
I don't know. My views are way down. I'm quitting the vlog channel. I got you, which definitely isn't good for a YouTube channel if you've seen your track record.
I think we still have a shot. But the rule is, like, hands off. You can never do it again.
I can't post another, I don't know, if I ever end up in some video, No, but I'm saying I can't upload videos for money ever again.
You're essentially, for the rest of your life, demonetized from content.
Yeah, exactly. So I am cut off. I can never get a check from YouTube ever again, but I get my $1 million. I'm not doing it.
I don't take it.
I'm not taking it. You wouldn't take it.
I don't take it.
You have that much confidence in the pod.
I didn't say the 5. I have that much confidence in me.
Just anything happening.
I don't think I can take it because life is all about hope, Brandon. First of all, I have that much confidence in the pod. I'm seeing what people are making, by the way. Kayla has this content creator on TikTok that's not even really famous on YouTube. And he broke down his salary progression per year. I know it's not necessarily you, but he's just big on, not even really that big on TikTok. It went from like $15,000 a year, where he was like making content that's significantly less popular than ours.
But we don't make any money on TikTok. How's he making money?
Like brands?
You have sponsorships?
Yeah. This past year, she made over $1 million, and I don't even think he has like 100,000 YouTube subscribers. What? I've never heard of this guy ever. And this is what drives me nuts. There's so many of these people that exist. So yeah, if you're asking me, do you think I'm ever going to make $1 million on YouTube? I'm saying yeah. You definitely shouldn't take the deal, and I won't take this deal. Although $1 million for me,
That's a lot.
not a lot though now with the current inflation.
Is that before taxes or after taxes? Because if it's before taxes, you're only getting like half of it.
But is it just YouTube? Like, could I make money on other content streams? Like, could I just upload to TikTok and make money?
No.
No, then absolutely not.
Then you're out. Okay. Guys, thank you so much for joining us today. We will be back next week for another episode.
Subscribe, you comment, give everyone now. Like button doesn't when you click it. Turn up the notification bell. I'm talking kind of fast. Sorry about that. And I'll see you in the next one.